Hello and welcome to YouTube's fastest review of the immune system. If we can get this under 15 minutes, I don't know how long we're gonna go. If we can get under 15, we will have the fastest, really by far, because a lot of these reviews are over an hour long. So you've come to the right place if you wanna learn the basics of the immune system fast. My name is Dr. Marwa Kaisey. I am a board certified neurologist, multiple sclerosis and neuroimmunology specialist. Say that 3 times fast. And that makes me perfect for this video because I, for my work, need to have a really good, solid grasp of the immune system, but I don't spend all day, all night thinking about the immune system, which is so incredibly complicated that, like I said, we could spend hours, if not days, learning the fundamentals of it. We are gonna just dive right in, and the reason I'm making this video is because I took a poll on my Instagram at the MSMD and asked you guys if you wanted this, because a lot of when we talk about MS and the immune system and the medications and related neuroimmune disorders, we end up talking about the immune system a little bit. And that has happened, especially with COVID and how we're talking about how these diseases and how our medications interact with the immune system in a way that changes its ability to fight viruses, maybe change its ability to respond to vaccines. So I found it coming up more and more. And I asked you guys if you wanted a basic review, and being the little nerdy masochist that you are, you said yes. So here it is. I hope you enjoy. So our immune system is super important, obviously. What does it do though? It protects us against invaders, specifically pathogens like viruses and bacteria. It's also monitoring for cancer cells and trying to wipe those out before they turn into a full-blown cancer. So what happens when it doesn't function well? If it underperforms, we get infections, we get cancers. If it overperforms or if it's imbalanced, we end up getting autoimmune conditions like multiple sclerosis, like lupus, like psoriasis, and so on. So what is our immune system based on? What is it made of? How do we break it down? Well, the first line of defense is the barrier level. And the biggest part of that is our skin, right? Biggest organ in the body. It is a physical barrier to things entering our body and causing us harm. There's also a chemical barrier in the skin that helps, and there's also little cool other barrier methods, like our lungs have these tiny little hairs called cilia that kind of all beat in the same direction to push things that get into our lungs back out and protect our bodies from them. Our stomach has stomach acid. That's another example of a first line defense against invaders. So if you think of our bodies as an indoor mall, go with me, this analogy will work, I promise. As an indoor mall, these barrier lines of defense are like the doors on the mall. You know, when it's closed, we don't want people getting in to set fire to the building or steal or whatever at night. They just lock the doors. So the barrier level of defense is like the doors on the building, the locks on those doors, just kind of keeping everything out that it can, but not really specific, not patrolling for anything in particular. The second part is the innate part of our immune system. And this is the part that we're born with. It's always there, it's always patrolling. It's not very specialized. It's just kind of looking for anything that could be a threat. And if we stick with our mall analogy, this would be like the mall cop. So he or she's always walking around, always looking for threats, kind of comes with the mall, always there, doesn't have to be called in for any sort of special assignment. And it's not really specially trained in any particular area. They're just there to kind of look for things that could be bad and try to nip it in the bud. So if there's like troublemakers, I'll kick them out, that sort of thing. They can be called immediately because they're right there. So it's a very fast line of defense, and that is our innate immune system. And this is made up of really the white blood cells in our body. And there's a few different kinds that are floating around. The most common kind are the neutrophils. So that's an important word to remember. One of my favorites, just because of the name of them, is natural killer cells. So you might have seen some natural killers if you're watching season 3 of You, talking about you, Love Quinn, but these are the cells that are responsible for taking out infected cells in the body. So if a virus does get to a cell and infects it, the natural killer cells can come in and take out that cell. And they're also looking for cancerous or precancerous cells that they take out too. So again, these are our cells that are always there, always patrolling the body, not really called to do any sort of specialized job like the mall cop, just kind of patrolling and protecting in general. That's the innate immune system. The other half of the immune system is the adaptive part of the immune system. These are our specialized forces, highly trained to address a specific problem. So for example, going back to our mall, If the mall cop is patrolling, and they see a suspicious package and they think, I think this is a bomb, but I'm a mall cop, I haven't been taught to recognize or defuse bombs safely. Maybe an Arab woman shouldn't be talking about bombs on YouTube, but we're gonna go with it because it's just an analogy for the immune system, okay guys? So the mall cop then says, well, I'm gonna call in the bomb squad. I'm gonna call in the people who are have gone through a lot of training, know how to recognize a bomb, know how to get rid of a bomb safely, and to really target this very, very specialized situation. So that is the adaptive immune system that they are then calling in. And it's slower because, again, the bomb squad is not in the mall all day, right? They have to be called in for a specific situation. So they're not as quick to respond as the mall cop would have been or an innate system would have been. But they are highly specialized. They are trained to take care of this very delicate situation that the mall cop is not capable of taking care of. So these are things that get past our innate immune system. Our innate immune system or our mall cop can't take care of them. They're very specialized. They call in the specialized forces. And the adaptive immune system is called that because it has to learn. So these bomb squad people, they weren't born knowing how to defuse a bomb, right? They had to go to school training. I don't know what they go to learn how to take care of bombs, but they have to learn first. And so our adaptive immune system is slow and it's not very good the first time it sees an infection or invader. Its real initial reaction is curiosity. So the first time it sees an invader, a virus, for example, let's say COVID, that's a great example because none of our immune systems had seen COVID before end 2019, early 2020. Its first reaction is curiosity, like, that's interesting. I've never seen this thing. Let me learn more about it. Let me study it. So it sits there and it nerds out, and that's not going to be very good at fighting an invader. And by the time it's really figured out how to fight back and what this invader is, it's too late. That virus has already run rampant in our body, and it's too late to really fight back quickly and stop it from causing an actual infection, right? So the adaptive immune system is slow. It takes time to get there. It takes time to learn. But the second time it sees it, you better believe it's ready to go. So same with the bomb squad, right? They've gone to bomb school. Again, pretty sure that doesn't exist. It's called something else, but they've gone to training, right? They've seen a bomb or they've seen a fake bomb and they've learned how to defuse it. So when they see a bomb in the field, they know what to do. And this is how our adaptive immune system works too. And this is why when you've had an infection, you're less likely to have a huge reaction to it in the future. When you've had a vaccine and taught your adaptive immune system, for example, what COVID looks like, it knows what to do when it sees active COVID because it's been trained. And that's how it needs to work. It needs training to know what to do. And that's why we call it adaptive. And there are different types of cells in the adaptive immune system. And some of you may have heard of these types of cells, especially if you watched my video on whether COVID vaccine worked and how the different types of cells interact. But the big two subtypes are T cells and B cells. So the T cells, there's again a few different types here. Some of the cutest sounding cells in the immune system are the T helper cells or the CD4 cells, and these talk to other T cells in the immune system, and they also talk to the B cells. They kind of help coordinate everybody else and help everybody else come to the party and do their job. And these are the cells that are killed by AIDS. Like we need more reason to hate AIDS or HIV, but it actually kills these cute sounding helper cells. And these are also some of the cells that are imbalanced in MS. So, and a lot of other autoimmune diseases like lupus, for example, rheumatoid arthritis, neuromyelitis optica, which all cause different kinds of imbalances. But in MS, we have too much of the T helper 1 cells and too few of the T helper 2 cells. And so there's an imbalance in these different types of T helper cells. And if you can rebalance it, which some of our MS medications do, then you can decrease the activity of MS, which is a good thing. The other types of important T cells, there's a lot, but the other one that we talk about are the CD8 cells, which are the cytotoxic or killer T cells, exactly what it sounds like. And then on the B cell side, these are the cells that produce antibodies. So antibodies are these proteins that, again, through training, learn to recognize an invader, and they coat that invader and they make it look really appealing to the killer cells in our immune system. And they say, hey, look here, I found the invader. Here's where you guys need to come. We need to take care of this problem right away. And these antibodies are produced through some of that specialized training that these B cells get in the beginning, right? This is like they're going to bomb school, they learn to recognize a bomb, and they create these proteins that are then floating around our body so that when there is a bomb, they can recognize it. Just like getting a COVID vaccine, for example, they learn what COVID looks like, they create these antibody proteins, so when the actual COVID virus gets into our body, they can coat that virus, they can call all the other immune cells there to attack that virus immediately before it has a chance to replicate in our bodies and cause full-blown COVID infection. So, oh gosh, that's 10 minutes. We're great. We're way under 15 minutes. So that is a very fast, big overview of the immune system. Like I said, this system is insanely complicated. The more I learn about it, the more complicated it gets, right? You spend a lifetime studying it, and many amazing people do, thank God for them. Because the more we learn about how complicated our immune systems are, the more targets we have for therapeutics, for medications that can help with either strengthening our immune system's ability to fight viruses, bacteria, cancers even, and with knowing how to rebalance the immune system in a way that makes us have less severe autoimmune disease. So for example, in MS, which is what I spend a lot of my time doing, we have over 24 therapeutics. And that's because we've targeted different points in the immune system cascade to try to rebalance things and stay away from the massive inflammation that MS can cause. And the reason, again, that we're able to develop different therapeutics that act at different targets is through studying the immune system and its incredible complexity. So I hope this has given you a little bit of an appreciation for the complexity of our immune systems and how hard it works every single day to protect us.